Okay, so this is this next part of stage 2. We're going to clip, trim and glue. You might want to remove some of the double-sided tape. That's why it's good to only have the littlest bit there, and it's easy to remove, because we're going to trim back our seam. So on the facing side, we're going to trim back our seam allowance on this top collar to be half of what the seam allowance is. So if your seam allowance is 1 centimetre, we're trimming back this underside to 0.5 centimetre. All the way around it, so it's nice and trim on your facing side. What we're going to do then is on our corner in entirety, we're going to lose some of that excess on the corner, just around that corner section, and then we're going to clip into that corner. Not only are we going to clip into it, but we're going to clip out of it, if that makes sense. I'm just clipping into it for a start. Okay, you'll notice what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip out these. So I'm clipping out a V section. That's so, I'll just put it down flat so you can see the white behind it. That's so when the bulk turns back into a smaller area, those edges will meet and not overlap and create more bulk. Okay, so I'm just working my way around, clipping out some of that excess as we go. Okay, so I've trimmed out and lost a whole lot of that excess out of there, and then I should be able to push it in the correct direction. See if it'll work for me. Grab something to push up there. End of my pen's a really good one. Make sure it's a nice round shape. If there's still too much bulk in there, you can go back in again and trim off a little bit more bulk. See how you go though. That's probably not such a good quarter, but anyway. The first thing I'm going to do is pre-rub. So always pre-rub to get your seams flat. It just helps you when you get to the gluing stage. Note to self, okay, if this top side here is my main side, the side that when I actually wear it, it's going to fold out and be seen. I don't want any of those ugly seams rolling to that main side, so I need to roll them back to the underside and glue them to the underside. Now, in fabric, we really roll so that it makes sure that it goes right to the underside. In leather, you don't roll that extremely. You actually, if anything, it's just a fraction to the wrong side, but if anything, it looks like it's almost, that seam would be almost right on the edge. So pre-rubbing helps with that. Can you just grab the bead hammer, thanks, hon? Thank you. So now that I've got that, because you've actually now got two seams back on themselves and it's not just one seam, you probably have to put a bit more weight behind your to get those seams nice and flat. So you probably have to hammer them a little bit more to make sure you roll. See how I'm rolling between my fingers to roll that seamage out, so I don't have a lip in there. As I go round, rolling them out. Now that you've used your bead hammer to tap him into place, you can just get some glue. It is going to be tricky because you've got to get into that corner a little bit. So grab a little bit of glue. Okay, and then you're just going to go in there on your seam and glue on your seam as far as you can get in on both sides, and then pull him back out again. Make sure he's nice and level and even. Hammer him down. Make sure when you're hammering your work for a start from your main side, so you know that it's really rolling to the back. But when you look at it, really, there's not a whole lot of difference between your underside and your main, because it's really almost right on the edge. But yeah, just be note with that. It's not the same as fabric. You don't intentionally really roll it to the back. It's just a minor thing, so that when you're looking at it, from your main side, you don't see any of that ugly back seam rolling forward. Okay, any questions on that? Okay, so that is stage 2.